Why, good evening, everybody, and welcome back. I am Septilence, joined by Soy, and we're going to be jumping into our second of three series of tonight. We've got Quinnipiac going up against Iona now. Iona, a game we did, or a team we did talk a little bit about in the last series, but now a team we're going to get to see going up against Quinnipiac. And Soy, these records certainly not in Quinnipiac's favor.
Yeah, Quinnipiac 2-8 on the season, and it's been a tale of two splits for them though, because they were kind of rebuilding last split, trying to see what combinations of their rosters worked, but now they're starting to see that roster start to come together this split. First series or first game this split, they went to game 5, I believe. This series, excuse me. Last week they went to game 5 and won it against Marist. So things are looking on the up and up for them. But again, it is a long journey for them to really claw their way back into those standings. But another tough task in front of them today with a 6-4 Iona roster.
Yeah, Iona, like you said, 6-4, so they are not quite at that half and half marker, but they are certainly close. They are one game away from breaking even. They're just keeping themselves in that positive a wee bit, and Iona may be able, or excuse me, Quinnipiac may be able to make that a little bit scarier. And holy cow! Speaking of things being scary, DJ coming in with a double demo just straight out the gate here. I mean, truly a great start for Iona, but they unfortunately just did not follow up on it.
Two quick demos come through and they gain possession off of it. Do they have enough boost in the tank? No, they don't. DJ will strike first there, and that's what the demos do. They take the boost out of the tank, put you out of position, and it's DJ is there to capitalize.
It is DJ all day. I mean, just a phenomenal play. All of it was perfect. The double demo, the goal there, all coming from DJ, a star-studded player on the side of Iona. Pressure's on for the rest of the team, though, to keep up. In Quinnipiac, like we mentioned, they are currently, I believe, 2-6, so not 2-8, excuse me. So they've not had the easiest run so far. Maybe they're going to be able to find some footing against Iona, but if Iona is playing even an Iona like that he just did, I mean, it's going to be tough.
It's going to be difficult, and look at the speed of its DJ up on that shot, and they do make the save. Demo coming through on the Saber J as well. Saber J, one of the players, excuse me, from this Quinnipiac roster from the last split that I was really impressed with. His positioning looked really good, but the problem is that positioning can only get you so far.
Right.
It's a team effort, and really the passing plays for Quinnipiac have not been there. It's been up to guys. Last week in particular, AJS was just a monster everywhere on the field. Numerous saves per game, numerous goals per game. He was a huge factor in that win against Marist.
Grubcat going to be able to find a pretty aggressive demolition, but unfortunately the follow-up not there when they wanted to. They're still fighting for ball control, and here comes, I believe that was Standi coming in hot, looking for a bit of action, but not able to find much. AJS goes and finds it. Quinnipiac, they are going to be able to tie things up 1-1, only 91 seconds off the clock.
AJS with the long booming shot on goal, and Ryan is in the right spot here, but I just think he underestimates the power of that shot and doesn't realize, hey, I've got to get a cleaner touch on this one, and ends up redirecting it into the back of the net.
That redirection is not exactly what somebody's going to be looking for. DJ goes for a bit of a longer play from one side of the field right into goal, but it's going to be blocked out by Quinnipiac. It's honestly great to see them able to keep things so close. When you look at the records alone, you'd think Quinnipiac was just going to get walked all over, but right now they're doing a great job, even taking the lead here. A phenomenal opportunity. Grubcat finding that second goal and giving Quinnipiac a pretty early lead in game 1.
Ryan jumps a little early, which is a good idea when the ball is coming towards the backboard like that. But the problem is, if he touches that back down, he's going to put it into his own net. And so Grubcat, right place, right time, cleans up that play and gives Quinnipiac the lead.
Like you said, the lead in Quinnipiac's favor, and Soy, it really may stay that way. The hyper-aggression we've been seeing from this team so far is exactly what I think they need to be bringing to the table to beat a team like Iona. Iona's been coming through there super strong. We saw, I mean, out of their very first play, a double demolition immediately into a goal. They knew what they were looking for, and now Quinnipiac making it harder and harder to succeed. DJ going in to find that hit, but just not able to do so. Quinnipiac finding that third goal, and not only keeping the lead, Soy, but growing it.
And that's the danger of clearing it through the middle there. He comes off the wall. He's only got one place to go, and that's across the middle. And he gets dunked by Saber J. Again, that positioning, coming in clutch, getting that perfect kind of pinch back, and then defensive Iona caught off guard once again. They need some kind of momentum boost to give themselves a chance of this game, because a 2-goal lead right now for Quinnipiac is kind of it's almost like a gut punch right now.
I'm not even sure if they need a momentum boost. They just might need a literal boost. I feel like they're always 1 second behind what Quinnipiac's trying to do. Maybe there's a little bit of a boost drought happening there. Maybe it's just a play style diff. Truly, I have no idea. But right now, Quinnipiac large and in charge heading into the second half of game 1. It would be great for them here to take this first game.
Ooh, kind of an awkward play in front, and how does that ball get saved along the goal line? Grobcat and company able to get it away. Saber J with the pass down, and Quinnipiac gets a much needed clear, but they're out of boost. AJS buying time with that big aerial challenge, and Iona, they're really struggling to gain clean possession in the blue half here.
It's so fascinating to see how quickly a situation like this has flipped on its head. I mean, Iona, they started so strong. They give us such a calm, cool, and collected, a calculated play, and they have just not been able to really capitalize off of that the same way they capitalized so early on. Well, as I say it, though, Iona is going to prove me wrong just a little bit. They find that second goal, only 92 seconds left on the clock, so it's certainly possible for them to tie things up.
What a touch there from Ryan. That pass, it hits the curve of the ceiling and bounces right back out and down, and then the shot comes through. The defender was there, as you saw, got a piece of it, but not quite enough, and that gives Iona a chance here late in game 1.
80 seconds remain. Iona has ball control for just a moment. They fall a little bit short of that opportunity to score. Might be some capitalization here in the latter moments. DJ goes for a goal of his own, not able to land it. Oh, only 70 seconds left, Soy. We've seen so many teams lose by a single point. Will we continue to see that here today?
Tough to say, a minute remaining like you said, but this ball in the orange half, and Iona has got to find a way to clear. There's a booming one, but AJS reads it so well. DJ forcing that one back into the blue half, picks up the mid boost as well, and this is a good start for Iona. They've got resources now, but they're trying to press Quinnipiac back onto their back wall, give themselves some space to work with, and right now with everyone grouped up, this could be a big opportunity.
Big opportunity indeed. 35 seconds remain for Iona to force us into that overtime in game 1. That would not be a surprising thing to see, but right now, Quinnipiac has been so in control of the ball so far. However, as I say it, a huge double commit from both sides there in the midfield. Ball's going to go up right in front of the goal. Grubcat is there to knock it away. Ryan will not be able to find that goal quite yet. 16 seconds left between Quinnipiac and a game 1 victory. Here comes another opportunity for Iona, but they're going to miss it. Here comes a third try. Will this be the shot they needed? Here comes a fourth attempt into the corner, and none of them able to land yet. 3 seconds remain. Iona looks like they are just not going to be able to find it unless we get nothing short of a miracle. Sir Standi has the ball, but I believe it's going to hit the ground right now. Quinnipiac walking away with game 1.
That got very dangerous towards the end of that series there. Just a couple of chances, and again, the defense of Quinnipiac holding on to that, back line just inside the box, able to make a couple of saves. And that's just a solid rotation on that defensive line. You saw numerous times in that last series, Canisius was getting beat because of the pace of play. They were getting beat to the ball numerous times. Quinnipiac has matched the pace of Iona here, and that's what's going to happen. Even though the shot comes through, there's always a player ready to answer for the Bobcats. And that defense, well played. Iona's offense can be very scary at times. Players in particular, DJ, he's known for kind of the last second heroics with that win. I remember commentating their game against Villanova. Last couple seconds, he puts in a goal to win that series. But here, unable to do so because of players like AJS and Saber J being in the right spot at the right time.
Into game 2, it's going to be all about that play style once again. Will Quinnipiac come through, and like you said, will they just mirror what was brought to the table by Iona? Or are they going to maybe give us a bit more of an individual play style? However, Iona, they're playing just like they did last time, coming in with a super early goal, able to find a shot only 18 seconds off the clock.
So this seems like a good play from AJS to get the block, but then Grubcat, it's just one too many touches. Grubcat ends up centering that ball right in front of Saber J, and so no one on Quinnipiac is ready on the defensive side. They're just able to punch that one into the back of the net, and look at the shot here off the backboard, and AJS gets the clear.
The clear comes through for AJS. Can they capitalize off the back of it? Instead, the ball rushing toward the side of Quinnipiac's goal, going to be blocked out. Saber J looking for an opportunity. Ryan going to take it up and over off the corner, setting up a perfect goal. Is anyone there? No, it's going to be Saber with a great disruption. Blocks one. It looks like a second one will be disrupted by Sir Stondi as well. Iona, they're trying to clear the goal, but I think the momentum has just been stolen from them a little too much. They're not able to follow through quite like they wanted there on that goal.
Yeah, that was a huge opportunity, but again, Saber J holding the line on that goal line, and they are able to escape for the moment. And right now, I think the huge key is that, again, that rotation is not being disrupted. It feels like Quinnipiac, they're playing at a comfortable pace, even
Right.
though they have some, awkward touches away from each other at moments. It feels like they are, within their wheelhouse.
We wait to see anything that's really going to happen. I've got to say, Iona, they've not been able to score as much as I initially expected, but they've definitely got some more ball control here in Game 2. They've changed the play style a little bit. They've changed their momentum just a little bit as well, and it looks like it's really gone a long way for them. AJS is going to find a block on that first shot and have a setup to get it away for a second. However, Iona, they are there like sharks in the water. They are after that ball, looking for that every single second they can. Goes up and over Sir Stondi, headed toward the goal of Iona. DJ is there to capitalize. Ryan is there to keep it away as well. AJS clears the goal, but DJ has ball control, so that clear is just completely negated.
Yeah, and the huge thing for Iona, the reason they're getting such quality chances, I say that Quinnipiac trying to get their offense going here, but Iona right now, they're attacking the backboard. We see a lot of teams, when they get that booming clear, it goes right to the corner
Right.
of the field because that's open space, but they're putting so much power on that they're just forcing these hard backboard touches. And as I say that, everyone pressed forward on the side of Quinnipiac, and it's DJ walks it into the net to make it 2-0.
DJ able to find that opening. That was just a completely open goal. That is a bit of fault on the side of Quinnipiac. They get a little bit too confident. They're a little too excited to match Iona's pace, and in the process, they leave that goal wide open. Soy, it bites them in the butt. I mean, the second half, or excuse me, the first half of game. Oh my goodness, I'm going to start that sentence over entirely. The first half of Game 2 is down and out. It is off the board, and Quinnipiac, they've got 2.5 minutes, 140 seconds remaining to capitalize, score twice to tie things up. They'll need a third goal to walk away with Game 2, but Iona, they are looking to make that impossible.
Yeah, and right now the defense of Iona is just kind of stonewalling the Bobcats right now. Even there, good air dribble attempt, but where does he go? It's kind of in the middle of no man's land as that shot from Sir Stoney nearly finds the backboard, and again, chipped up high because it forces the defense to make a difficult touch, hard to read where the opponent is going to attack from. Good air dribble there from AJS, but the back wall holds on, and now you're seeing Quinnipiac start to really try and press forward. They're trying to force Iona to make a mistake, and there it is. It's AJS up to the skies early to cut the lead in half.
They kept pushing. They were trying. They knew if they pushed hard enough, they'd eventually break through that barrier, and they were able to do just that. Soy 2-1, a minute 42, 102 seconds left on the clock for this team to succeed. Let's see if Quinnipiac's going to be able to continue this reign of terror they've been looking to find here in this series.
This is a good air dribble, though. AJS, what a touch from him. I believe he took kickoff, took the mid boost, and had to beat DJ to the ball from behind him. He started that jump behind the play and forced that ball away from him on that air dribble attempt.
Oh, that one's going to hurt. Sir Stondi walking away with not quite a free goal, but one certainly a little bit easier than they may have been expecting. Goes right past that first defender, and nobody is there to capitalize. Sir Stondi extending that goal once again by 2. Only 76 seconds left on the clock.
And Saber J looks like he's in the right spot for that, but what a touch from Sir Stoney to read that kind of ground pinch and force that ball back down and outside of the defender as Grubcat nearly finds the aerial, and he gets cut off. AJS couldn't challenge the ball, but a demo comes through. Grub can't turn on this one as Sir Stoney presses forward, and that's going to force Quinnipiac to kind of boom this ball through. That's a good transition, though, in that passing play to Grubcat. But again, Quinnipiac, the time they spend on offense, it is few and far between. Just a handful of, touches back and forth. What a chance from DJ. The number of quality touches Iona is getting right now is incredible.
Yeah, incredible is certainly the name of it, Soy. Iona, they've really flipped a switch here in game two, trying to find that momentum, trying to find that pacing they needed, and the spacing in particular has become so much stronger for this team. They've grabbed the tempo by the horns, and they have just been steering it for the entirety of game two. Unless we see a big change from Quinnipiac, I suspect game three may be very similar.
Trying to get one more here, but there's nowhere to go along that wall. DJ gets the clear, and look how much power that was, and just killed so much time. And maybe one more here. Grub can't cut the angle. Sir Stoney kills it to the corner. They let that ball touch the ground, and the series is tied.
Iona, they have tied things up with a second game win. They win it in a 3-1 fashion, so not quite as convinced. Hold on, I'm back. I hate my router so much. Anyway, I was just saying that Iona is looking good here in game two.
Yeah, no, I agree, and yeah, I hate my router too. Trust me. But it's look, it was a, like you said, I think it was a kind of huge change for them, right? Because game one, it felt like they were also kind of, settling into the series, playing at a comfortable pace, and then in game two, they said, okay, that didn't work. We lost that game. Let's try something different. And they were able to, find a little bit more room to work with. You saw, like we said, a lot more quality touches. And the defense of Quinnipiac, it was there. It was still able to make some saves, but the difficulty level was, a step above what they saw from game one. So now it's up to Quinnipiac to make that adjustment to say, hey, we can rise to that level as well. We'll have to see. It's going to be up to players like Saber J to, have a little bit better positioning, right? Think of that third goal that we saw. Just read that touch a little bit better. Grubcat, we saw a couple of good touches, but not, good enough. Not able to quite cut enough angles when Quinnipiac was on offense. Those are the things that the Bobcats have to kind of iron out throughout this season and throughout this series.
Ironing things out. I wish my internet would iron whatever issues it has out. I'm looking at a 180p stream right now, but I can tell that DJ did just score there for Iona. So a great start once again. 3 games in a row. Iona is going to be our first goal very early on.
And the ceiling shot there too, just no one ready for the angle on the side of Quinnipiac. Those ceiling shots, they're difficult because they're a hard angle to read when you're sitting on your own goal line. You can't tell if he's going near post or back post. And what a double tap. That one nearly found its way. DJ can't find the touch, and Quinnipiac escape a 2-goal deficit.
That was insanely unlucky for Iona. I feel as if they did everything right, and unfortunately it just did not work out when they needed it to. Pressure's on now as Quinnipiac gets ball control for just a moment, and it's snatched away, and Iona, they will turn it into a 2-point deficit against Quinnipiac.
Saber J gets hung out to dry here. That touch in transition was so difficult for him to read because not only does he have to account for the ball and where he's going to be along that wall, but then he's got that attacker also flying in, and the only place for him to clear that ball is right down Main Street, and that's right where Ryan was.
Goals already online, just over a minute off the clock. Iona, they are coming in strong here in game 3. They are very upset about that game 1 loss, and they're trying to show Quinnipiac that they will take no prisoners, they will pull no punches. And speaking of taking no prisoners, Ryan gonna demo Saber J out very early. Unfortunately, Iona cannot react fast enough. There's no capitalization. The midfield present strong on both sides. The ball hurtling toward the goal of Iona, gonna fall into the back left corner. AJS goes for a goal, but caught out in the midfield, not able to find that momentum. Here it comes, a secondary attempt from the side of Quinnipiac, looking for that goal, but it again is going to be cleared out toward their own.
Iona doing a really good job of transitioning through the midfield right now. They are the ones who are finding ways to pick up that midfield boost and just be along this back wall as well. Ryan can't hit the ball that time around, but had an opportunity to do so. As you're seeing right now, a line is starting to be drawn in the field. That midfield line, Iona, is making it very difficult to move through. And Sir Stonedy, the benefactor of it, inside the box, punches it home to make it 3-0.
Stonedy coming out swinging there with that 3-0 lead for Iona. We are just about to enter the second half of Game 3, and Iona, they are certainly looking to take this one in a more dominant fashion than I believe we've seen all night. This is just going to be a complete shutout from them in Game 3 unless Quinnipiac can step it up once again.
They got plenty of time to answer back. The problem is, again, the time of possession on offense for Quinnipiac, it feels like it's kind of one strike and done, one chance and they're out. Whereas Iona, look at them continue to pepper the net. They're able to pick up that corner boost as well, which means they could turn on this quickly. Stoney puts that one off the back wall, but what a touch from excuse me, from AJS to force that one back into the corner and buy his defense some time.
A lot of patience here from both sides. Iona looking for the opportunity to strike, but Quinnipiac, they've been doing a lot better here already in the last 30 or 40 seconds in terms of just general ball control. They very clearly are getting a bit more understanding. The communications are coming through stronger and stronger. Grubcat's first attempt is going to be blocked out by DJ. However, they're looking for a secondary one here. DJ goes for a goal of his own, puts it up and over off the crossbar, and nope. Oh, no, again! Saber J is going to be there to block it, blocks it once. The second goal is going to be missed out. Quinnipiac, their offense is not where they want it to be, but the defense, it is certainly shining tonight, so.
The defense of Quinnipiac right now is a huge factor of why they're still in this game. But again, they've got to find a way to clear this ball out right now. You can save the ball along the goal line all you want, but you're only buying yourself so much time. They've got to find a way to transition. And right now, the biggest problem, AJS, that initiator on offense, he has been shut down. He cannot find any space to work with the ball, and he has kind of been put on the back burner for now. They're forcing Saber J and excuse me, Grubcat to beat them over top.
Yeah, Saber J in particular has been playing a hard defense as AJS has been trying to fill that offensive slot, but I couldn't have said it better, Soy. Quinnipiac is simply not allowed to play offense as long as Iona is in the lobby. Only 60 seconds remain. We're looking at 1 goal per 20 seconds from the side of Quinnipiac simply to tie it up. They then have to win a third and final game at Iona. I don't know if their non-sponsored gamer liquid had not kicked in the first game or what, but it has certainly kicked in games 2 and 3 here. They're looking to walk away with a 2-1 lead entering game 4.
AJS is going to get this clear here. He's got Grubcat, but he can't find him on that air dribble. Maybe off the wall here, but Grubcat was expecting that ball to find its way a little bit more centered, and it was not able to do so. And again, Saber J can't find the clear. DJ on the dribble. The flick won't go on, and AJS makes the save. But look at how much space Iona is, backing up. They know that Quinnipiac are kind of forced to make these plays through the midfield, and they're just waiting for the ball to come to them. And look at how quickly they're able to transition too. As Quinnipiac, they're out of time here in game number 3, and Iona's going to be on match point.
On match point indeed. A valiant effort from Quinnipiac, but it's unfortunately just not going to cut it here. The ball's still alive in what is often referred to as that garbage time. We wait to see if Iona will let this game come to a close, and it should be any second now. Iona will find that victory in game 3.
This one will end up touching the ground, and there it is. And like that, we said Iona, they're up in the series 2-1, and I think the biggest factor for them is that right now, Iona, like we said, Quinnipiac, they can't spend a lot of time on offense. They're not getting the quality chances, but the other key too is that boost control, right? Iona right now, we saw from Maris in that previous series how they were able to punch the ball down the field, quickly chase after it, and not give Canisius the time. Iona is a little bit, it's not quite as fast, but it's a little bit more controlled. They're able to stretch the field. They've got a player down already, but they're not pushing 2 players up to attack. It is basically breaking the field into sectors. One player's already on that back line stealing a boost. One player's in the midfield with the ball, getting the ball down there. And just in case that pass play doesn't work, there's already a player back getting boost on their own defensive end so that there's never a player out of position. And Iona, they're at this comfort level once again where they just are able to do what they want, and Quinnipiac can't do what they are, used to doing, except for Grubcat here off the start here in game 4.
Yeah, what a good time for us to show up. As you guys saw, there's a little bit of a server error. That's all fixed now, but Quinnipiac, they are coming in loud here for Game 4. They're trying to guarantee a Game 5 at the very least. And Soy, I want to jump back to a point you made. I think a lot of Iona's strengths right now are simply coming from the fact that they are clearly a very well-communicated team. Nothing they have done has felt unintentional or accidental. It seems to be calm, cool, and collected across the board, and I think that has really begun to take them miles ahead of other teams here in the EGFC.
And it's also worth noting too that these are, they're calm, cool, and collected even when they're in these kind of improv
Right.
moments. There are
Right.
times when their rotation gets cut off quickly. We see DJ and Ryan quickly turn on a ball if they get the opponents to back corner boost, and those are the moments where they say, hey, I've got boost, I can turn on this, and they both know, their teammates both know in that instant, turn back, let him press, we'll see where the ball goes from there. It's that type of communication that has really given them an edge in this series.
Oh, but as that edge begins to disappear, at least on the side of Quinnipiac, things are going to be tied up 1-1. As we mentioned, Iona, they are looking to secure this third and final game if they're able to. They want to send Quinnipiac packing. Oh my goodness, this is going to be a close Game 4. Could very possibly indicate a Game 5 in our near future.
What a beautiful team play that was. Just DJ chips it up to, or Ryan chips it down to DJ, who centers it across and makes that pass just so easy for Sony to put on net. Speaking of, shot on, and AJS, right place, right time, gets the save, presses it down, looking for Grubcat in the sky, but can't find him. And these passing plays for Quinnipiac, they're being cut off more and more.
The cutoffs are certainly making an appearance, and the fourth try will be the charm there. So Iona 1, 2, and 3 do not work, but attempt number 4 is going to be the attempt to run it home. DJ and Standi gonna put that one down. Not a defender in sight. When you're the defense there, you simply cannot move fast enough.
Is panic on the goal line. That ball gets across the last defender, and then Ryan's touch messes up everyone's angle at the ball because of it. It comes off the post at an awkward angle, and the only players who have a good chance at it are on the side of Iona, so they are able to take the lead here. And once again, Quinnipiac struggling to find a way to clear this ball. Ryan couldn't quite get the angle he wanted, but possession for the moment still in Iona's favor as they dump it back into the blue half.
Blue half seems to be where this ball is going to spend a majority of Game 4. DJ goes for a hyper-aggressive, high-up goal. It's going to be blocked out once again by Quinnipiac's defense, and Ryan has to get that out of there. Ryan might hit the ball, and this time it's not going to be into their own goal. They're going to be able to get the team lined up just a bit. DJ goes for a second attempt on goal, but Grubcat will find that defensive block. The ball once again in the blue half, and it really seems to like it there because Quinnipiac simply cannot get it out.
And one of the huge things, too, we talked about how Quinnipiac AJS was a huge part of this team's success last week. Again, he's been blanked out. He cannot find the space that he had in that previous series. And even here, Ryan beats him to the ball and scores to make it 3-1.
Ryan might hit ball, and Ryan might hit ball right into goal to give his team a 2-point lead. Like you said, Soy, only 127 seconds left on the clock here in this second series of the night. Quinnipiac, they're looking down the barrel of a loaded gun, but I'm not sure it's going to be fired quite yet. Saber going to be able to find a great demo. Now some action making an appearance from Quinnipiac. Will this be knocked into goal? Unfortunately, it will go up and over and pass ball control right over to Iona. Once again, no! An open goal. AJS threads the needle from the midfield to find that second goal for Quinnipiac.
And look what happens when AJS has space. The pinch goes across the net. Grubcat kicks that ball out beautifully. Iona thinks they have time, and AJS, so quick to the punch here, beats both of them over top and makes it a 1-goal game.
2 minutes left, only a 1-goal differential. Like I said, so this very well could go into a Game 5. DJ rocks it from the heavens, but is not able to line it up quite yet. However, Ryan might be the one to save the day. Hits the ball right into goal, securing Iona a 2-point lead, a comfort zone lead once again.
DJ almost had a wild ceiling shot there with a backboard read, but then he comes out of the net and gets the bump onto AJS, the last member back on that defensive line. And remember that Game 1, Quinnipiac, they felt very comfortable. Their rotations weren't being disrupted. Right there, he saw the last man back on that goal line, got the bump, and it was an easy tap-in for Iona.
90 seconds separate Quinnipiac from a Game 5 or a 3-1 loss. DJ goes for another goal, trying to really put the final nails in the coffin of Quinnipiac. However, up and over from AJS, and oh, the secondary attempt from Grub is going to be there when they needed it most. I talked about how important communication was from the side of Iona, and it looks like Quinnipiac may finally be taking some pages out of their book. AJS was going to miss it, but my goodness, was Grubcat there to clean it up, Soy.
What a beautiful play there. AGS with such a fast air dribble to beat that first defender. And then, like you said, Grubcat quick to the punch there inside the orange box, making sure that the defense can't, get themselves back and oriented to make that save in time and give themselves a chance here late. 1 minute remaining. And once again, ball in the blue half. They have to find a way to clear this ball out.
Blue half is just where the ball loves to live as of tonight. 50 seconds left. Quinnipiac's time to shine is certainly now. It's going to be 45 seconds remaining. Quinnipiac has ball control for just a moment, but Iona snatches it back. DJ goes for the goal. Grubcat blocks it out. A great defensive play from Quinnipiac, but we need the offense right now more than ever. And speaking of offense, it's going to be AJS with the ball for just a moment. Here comes DJ once again. Blocked out. Pressure is on. Quinnipiac is running against the clock. This is going to be a tough one to win, Soy.
But the chance here, that one dangerously close off the crossbar. Low time remaining here. They can't get this ball out. That one forked back towards mid. Saber J, touchdown, redirect back. Grubcat can't find a way to get back to that ball. And this one's going to find its way back to the blue half. Short time remaining. Can anyone get to this one in time? No one has boost for the Bobcats.
It's up, but it's going to go right back down in the center field. A devastating loss for Quinnipiac there. A very close series for them indeed. And Iona, they are going to win it 3-1 on the series. As close can be, but unfortunately, it's just not going to be close enough. Close only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades at the end of the day.
Yeah, and dangerously close there. As you saw Quinnipiac, they were able to put up some chances, and that's the key for a lot of these teams with, that are towards the bottom half of the standings, is that you see that time of possession statistic just goes in favor of a lot of these top teams. But the chances that these teams with losing records get, when they are few and far between, they are so good at capitalizing on those few chances that they get. But Quinnipiac not able to do that in the last couple seconds there, as you saw.
Right, absolutely. And I believe we're going to maybe skip the interview a little bit. We're having some tech issues behind the scenes, so we need a little bit of extra time perhaps to fix those. So we are going to throw it to a break now. The next series is going to begin at 10:30 EST, so you folks have 12 minutes at home to get water or do whatever. Come right back here for our final series of the night, Hawaii versus George Washington University, in just a bit. We'll see you then. What is going on, everybody, and welcome back. We're going to fix the tech issues after the interview, so we just want to make sure Iona gets their time to shine on stage here today. I'm still Septilence, that's still Soy, and this time we are joined by Ryan Might Hit Ball. So, Ryan, I'm going to ask a question. You guys obviously lose game one, things get a little bit bleak, and then toward the end there, even the final game, that fourth game, goes down to only a single-point differential. What do you feel you, as a team at Iona, did differently to conquer Quinnipiac today?
Well, I feel like game one, we were kind of still on edge. First game jitters, had to get that out the way. Isn't usually a problem for us, but for some reason today we weren't. We were kind of rushing things, being a little quick to balls that we should have been a little more patient with. So I feel like we really turned that around as a team.
It certainly showed as that series went on. I want to ask because, after that game one, you guys really turned on the Jets. What do you think is your biggest strength as a team, in particular for this split? Because this split's a lot more conference play.
Well, I'd see our biggest strength has to be our pressure. I mean, we really try to keep that ball on offense as much as we can, and any big clears coming back, we try to send it back up, and really just work on passing in the box.
Yeah, absolutely. Pressure seemed to be the name of the game for you guys. Quite a few goals we saw was just because you were continuously slamming into that goal until you were able to score. So, one more quick question for you, and then we'll let you go. But is there anybody you'd like to give a general thank you or shout out to just before we let you call it a night?
Yeah, there's gonna be one person and one person only, and that's gonna be Sir Stonedy. I'm not thanking DJ tonight. All right, he gets it enough. So we're just going Sir Stonedy for his excellent passes, and that's gonna be it.
Yeah, absolutely. Very nicely said, my friend. Well, Ryan, we will let you go. I'm sure we will see you again in the near future, but truly a fantastic turnaround and a great performance from you guys tonight.
Thank you guys so much.
All right, thank you. And with that, folks, we are thrown into a quick break. I'm going to reset my router. We're going to fix some tech issues. We'll be right back in 9 minutes for our final game of the evening. We'll see you then.